Corey Sigmund, co-founder of BBI Capital, been in private equity for 25 years. I think it's important to understand the history of the private equity world, the vast majority of which, 95% potentially plus, is a control world where private equity funds and firms are looking to buy more than 51% of a business, have the ability to control things at certain points, etc. And we distinctly at BBI Capital do something very different. Unlike controlled private equity, which is generally an investment in a blind pool, backing a manager who's meant to put together a pretty wide portfolio of companies, we give direct access to the LP or investor to individual companies and individual sectors that we think have real growth prospects. The opportunity for the investor is to do their due diligence along with us, understand as much as they'd like about the individual company and the opportunity, and in essence de-risk their investment by actually understanding more about that business than they ever would across a portfolio. From the investor's perspective in a BBI transaction, they should expect current yield at least 8% annually, and given we look for reasonable valuations, significant appreciation on the underlying equity. And for our long-standing investors, this is a unique mix where you're getting growth investments and growth outsized returns while still getting cash flow on an annual basis. The magic in that is the non-control structure. That business is much more willing to structure a deal that works for both sides, that allows us real value creation because we're allowing them to keep control. And we certainly have protections on our capital, and we have things called negative covenants and ways that we can make sure that we think the business is staying on track. But for the vast majority, these are successful operators and entrepreneurs that we're partnering with in extremely established businesses, highly EBITDA positive, that allow us to get this current cash flow while a reasonable valuation gives the investor significant upside over the short and long term. The structure is very different and catered to the LP and the investor. The investor deserves the upside on a transaction that they can get in an individual direct investment with BBI.